welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. It's Friday, so I'm doing Friday Reads. It's where I tell you what I'm currently reading. I do reviews, and least recently I've been doing my Takedown My TBR challenge. So here we go. The first thing I wanted to share is an old review. I have one book that I finished, so here's my old self. I finished book number 16. I was on a wait list from the library for a long time, and it just came to me and I downloaded the book. It was an audio book. The book that I read was called The Midnight Library, and I listened to it for like 3 or 4 days and I could not stop listening. It was really, at first I didn't really think I was going to like it because the main character is starting to commit suicide, and she doesn't want to live. She's very depressed, but then she goes into a library which is called the Midnight Library, and they give her special things to repeat her life and just do different things. So I really enjoyed that part, that she was able to relive her life and make different choices throughout her journey. Really enjoyed the book. I was tempting to give it 5 stars, but somehow the ending just did not go very well. So I gave it a 4 stars. Really enjoyed his writing style, really enjoyed the audiobook. It made me think about all the regrets of things that I haven't done in the past that I would like have changed. But so I gave this one 4 stars. Really enjoyed it, highly recommend it, and that's it. Of course, they have to cut the lawn when I want to videotape. Anyway, this is the only time we get the tape, so sorry if you hear the lawnmower in the background. So today I am currently reading 2 books, one on audiobook, which is the 5 p.m. Club. The 5 p.m. Club. I'm listening to that on audio. It is a Planner Perfect book month pick for April, and I took it out from Scribd and I'm listening to that. So I have 2 hours left, so I think I'm gonna finish it today, but it's not gonna be in time for this video. So if I had to rate it right now, I'm only giving it a 3 star. I'm enjoying it but not enjoying it. So yeah, I'm gonna continue listening to it because I only have 2 hours left, but that's that one. So I did start a read along. I am reading a book for a 24-hour horror, and the book that I am reading is this one called The Stand by Stephen King. I have the mass paperback. They're reading 5 chapters a day, which is impossible for me to keep up. However, I am enjoying what I read so far. I did read 9 chapters already. I started reading from this, and because I wear glasses, the font is extremely tiny. So I decided to get the Kindle version. So I transferred to the Kindle version, I think, when I was in chapter 2 or something like that. So I'm reading physically on my laptop. Really enjoying reading one chapter, like it takes me an hour to read one chapter, but I am enjoying so far. And there is a Discord group where you can chat along, where after you read the chapter, you write in the Discord. So it's really a lot of fun doing it that way. So hopefully I will continue reading this. It is so much like COVID, though. The virus is transmitted so quickly, and yeah, so that's what I'm reading, physically reading. So I am back. I am struggling with my historical fiction, Takedown My TBR. I have a few books sitting on my right. I don't know if I'm going to donate them or not. So I was thinking about doing not a one chapter thing because it takes me about an hour to read a chapter. So I was thinking about reading like the first page of each book, and maybe that would eliminate some of these books. So I have a lot here that are I'm on the fence about. So let's see if we could get through some of these books. The very first one I have is this one. Now, it's, if you know me and you've been watching my channel, it's the only book that I read twice in my entire life was book one of this, which is To Kill a Mockingbird. So I don't know if I should keep this one or not. Yeah, I heard it wasn't as good as To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, I read To Kill a Mockingbird in my 1980s in high school, and then recently I read it about 5 years ago. I did enjoy the book, but I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy this, so I think I'm going to let it go. So yeah, it's going to go. Okay, so the next book I'm not sure about is The Commonwealth. This one I have no idea. So I am going to read the first chapter, not the first chapter. I'm going to read the first page and let's see if it even grabs me. If it doesn't grab me, then I am going to donate it. So I'm trying to get to the first page. Let's see if it even grabs me. Let's see. Oh, it's very long. The first page is a long paragraph. I think that, let's see. Let me just read the first sentence. The christening party took a turn when Albert arrived with gin. Mick smiling when he opened the door, and he kept smiling as he struggled to make the connection. Okay, so right there, I do not like people who drink, so I think I'm going to DNF this one. Just by reading the first sentence, I'm probably not going to like it, so let's get rid of this one. The next book, The Girl in the Garden. Okay, so let's see if I'm going to like this one. This is a debut novel, it says on the front, and let's not read the... Oh, this seems like there's a lot of people. There's a family tree in it. Let's see. Well, the first page has a poetry on it. Let's skip that one. Let's go to page 1, chapter 1. Okay, let's read the first paragraph. By the time you read this, I will be flying over the Atlantic on my way to India. You will have woken up alone and found the diamond ring I left on the bedside table, and beneath it, this stack of papers that you now hold. Now, this seems pretty interesting. I think I may keep this one because it was very easy to read. And yeah, I want to see what happens in what is on those papers. So I'm going to keep this one. Okay, so let's go to the next book. The next book is called The Girl Who Wrote in Silk. So this is what the cover looks like. I think I bought this because I love the cover. I love the colors on the cover. It is a pretty cover. So let's read the first paragraph and see if it's even something I would like. Okay, so the first page is a prologue, and it takes place in 1886. So this one, let's see. Well, I think I'm not going to like this book because the first... Something I really don't like about books as well, and you'll know this when I read books, I don't like when I can't pronounce the character's name. So I think that the first page is Maylene. So let's see. Maylene felt the steamship shudder beneath her feet and wondered if the quaking of her own body had caused it. So now every time they say the name, I'm going to get stuck on that name, and I think it's going to drive me crazy. So I think I'm going to let go of this book. So that's that one. Wow, this is kind of easy now. Okay. The next one is The Book of Lost and Found. So let's see if this one is something I would even attempt to read. Chapter 1. It takes place in 1928. So let's see. Already the gardens are strumming with life. The air is scented with expectation. People are here to do reckless things, stupid things that they might later regret. Through the point of it all is in not regretting. For the idea of the party is youth. Not all the guests are young, but that does not matter. Youth can easily be faked with the right attitude. Now, I read this pretty good, and I think that I will probably enjoy this book, so I think I'm going to keep it. So, yeah, really enjoyed the first page. So that was just the first paragraph. Now, yeah, I'm going to keep this one. Okay, so let's move on to the next book. Now, here's one. Can I read it? I don't know. Let's see. This is a huge undertaking. Now, I should probably just donate it because I know that it's huge, but I feel like maybe it might be my best book. Like, how do you know unless you try to attempt to read it? So let's try to attempt to read the first page. Let's see. Now, there's many chapters. I'm not going to read the preface. Should I read the preface? No, let's go to chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 starts in 1806, so it's a very old book. Now, let's see if I read the first sentence, the first paragraph. Some years ago, there was in the city of New York a society of magicians. They met upon the third Wednesday of every month and read each other long, dull papers upon the history of English magic. So as far as I know, it's about magic, and I probably will not enjoy it. So I'm going to DNF it. Secondly, it's super huge, and I doubt I will probably be picking it up to read it. So it's going in the donation pile. On to the next book, The Lifeboat. Let's see if I like this one. First paragraph. I'm going to skip the prologue. It's kind of long. It's like 5 pages long. Let's go to part 1, day 1. The first day in the lifeboat, we were mostly silent, either taking in or refusing to take in the drama playing itself out in the seething waters around us. John, an able-bodied seaman and the only crew member on board Lifeboat 14, took immediate charge. He assigned seats based on weight distribution, and because the lifeboat was riding low in the water, he forbade anyone to stand up or move without permission. Now, let's see. The chapter is super long. How many pages? Don't really like when a chapter is long. It looks like it takes place on a boat. I may like this one. I think I'm going to keep it. I did read that pretty easily. So, and the cover is really nice. So let's keep this one. Okay, so the next one. Now this one, I heard that this one's really good, but it's fantasy. So yeah, historical fiction fantasy. Let's see if I could even read the first page. It's called The Bear and the Nightingale. Now this is book 1 of a series. I actually attempted to read it before. There is a bookmark in there. Let's see. Chapter 1. It was late winter in northern Russ, the air sullen with wet that was neither rain nor snow. The brilliant February landscape had given way to the dreary gray of March, and the household of Prior were all sniffling from the damp and thin from 6 weeks, fasting on black bread and fermenting cabbage. But no one was thinking of chilled brains or runny noses or even wistfully or porridge. Now, as you can see, I struggled a couple of times reading some of these words, so I am going to DNF this one, and not DNF, donate this one. So that's going to donate. Yeah, you could see that I struggle sometimes on certain words, and it's not worth me struggling. So yeah. Okay, so the next book is called The Winter's Daughter. Now, I believe this is about witches, the witch's daughter. The witch's daughter. I love reading books about witches. So let's see if I could even read the first paragraph. Page 1. It takes place in 1628, which is really far away. Best rain, the clear night sky and fat moon gave ample illumination for her flight. She feared the dawn, for which it would come the discovery of her absence, and then the hunt would begin. The feathers will fastened around her legs are rattled against her ankle bones with every stride. A single broken link on each, all that remained of her chains. Metal rubbed through young skin until a thin slick of blood traveled in her wake. Her bare feet slapped through the shadow mud, retracing a route that was so familiar as to be imprinted on her mind, clearly mapped, allowing no false turns as she fled beyond the village boundary. Now, I was stumbling a couple of times. I think that I am going to donate this one because it's very wordy and I'm going to struggle throughout the whole thing. So let's just get rid of it. I'm going to donate it. Okay, The Paris Architect. So let's see. I believe this is World War II. I love World War II, but is it hard to read? I don't know. There's a big map, so that's pretty neat. Okay, chapter 1. I'm only going to read the first paragraph. It's very short. Just as Lynchen Bernard, already I don't know how to say the person's name, so that's going to drive me nuts, rounded the corner at the Rula. A man running from the opposite direction almost collided with him. He came so close that Lynchen could smell his cologne as he raced by. Okay, so already I see a couple of things that I'm going to struggle on, but I was able to skip over those words and still read it. I love World War II. I think I may keep it. Let's keep it. So World War II, I'm going to keep it and struggle through it. So, yep. So that's that one. Okay, so here is another one. A Knight in Shining Armor. So this is romance, historical romance. So love the cover. I have not read this author before, so it will be the first time. Let's see. Should I start with the prologue? Let's start with chapter 1. Okay. 1988. Douglas sat in the back seat of the rental car. Robert and his pudgy 13-year-old daughter, Gloria, in the front. As usual, Gloria was eating. Douglas shifted her slim legs to try to make herself more comfortable around Gloria's luggage. There were 6 large pieces of matched leather luggage to hold Gloria's belongings, and since they wouldn't fit in the trunk of the little car, they were piled in the back with Douglas. Now, I seemed to really enjoy reading just that little paragraph, and I love that they added a little girl. She's 13 years old. I'm going to keep this one. Yeah, I might enjoy this one, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, so moving on. I have a few more to go, and yeah, so this is really helpful, just reading the first paragraph of every chapter 1. So let's see. Let's try one more. Let's see this one here. It's called The Secrets of Midwives. Oh, I definitely am going to keep this one. I'm going to attempt to read it because this is an author that I've read before and I really enjoy her writing. So it's Sally Hepworth. Really enjoyed the books that I read by her. So I'm keeping that one. Okay, let's try Painted Bridge. This says a chilling page turner. So let's see if I can even read the first paragraph. Okay, Lizzie was upside down. The crown of her head rested on the floor. Her feet, in black lace boots, floated above her. Lucas St. Clair leaned his eye closer to the ground glass and brought her face into the sharper focus. Moving the brass knob back and forth to sharpen the grain of her skin, the strands of chopped hair that lay across her forehead. Her expression was wary. Lucas had trained himself to read eyes that signaled from below mouths, frowns that mimicked smiles. He ducked out from underneath the cloth, replaced the lens cap, and looked at her in the flesh, right way up. Okay, so now this seems pretty interesting. Why the heck is she upside down? And I think I'm going to keep it just to figure out and try to read a little bit more. So I'm going to keep this one. Okay, so let's try this one. I'm running out of time, so The Lighthouse Bay. Let's try this one. It takes place in 2011. So, yeah. Libby sat at the back of the small parish church, mourning the man she had loved for 12 years. In a congregation of nearly 80 people, not one offered her a warm touch or a sad smile. They didn't even know who she was, or if they did, they didn't show it. So I didn't learn much, but 2011, is that 9/11? Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this one. So not sure if it's 9/11, but 2011, I thought that was 9/11, so I'm gonna keep that one. Okay, now to tell you what I kept from my Knockdown TBR video from Monday. They are historical fiction. I have a stack of books in front of me, so I am going to put them in the crate, which is the black crate right up here. I'm going to put them there in alphabetical order by author because it's easier to find it that way. And then I will share what books I actually kept. Well, it didn't fit in the one crate, so I have two crates. Now I did A through M, I believe, is in here, and then M, H, I think I started H. H through here is on this side. So this is what I kept. The Home for Unwanted Girls, The Sins of the Father, the Gracia, and I had to move these out to see what's behind. It is The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto. I kept the Mrs. Grant because it is large print and it is from my grandmother. The Girl is in the Garden. And then over here I have Wish You Well, The Paris Architect, Alice I Have Been, Little Bee, The Knight in Charming Armor, Being Polite to Hitler, Middlesex, Mrs. Mike, and then below this I have The Lost and Found, The Lighthouse Bay, and The Glory Over Everything. I believe I have book one somewhere else in my house. Then I also kept In the Unlikely Event, the Next Year in Havana, and Orphan's Tale, and I did drop one on the floor, which was The Gracia. So I'm going to stick that there. Okay, moving on to this shelf. I did keep Scarlet because I did read Gone with the Wind and many years ago and loved it. Almonds and Raisins, The Message from Nam, kept those. And then behind that is The Huntress, The Roses, Atonement, and then The Kite Runner, The Forgotten Garden, The Secrets of Midwives, The Yellow Crocus, The Lifeboat, The Woman in the Castle, Now and Then, Painted Bridge. I'm going to have to move these out here. I kept the Fingersmith, the Pink Carnation, The Life She Was Given, and then the last two books that I kept was PACHINKO, sorry if I butchered the name, and The Underground Railroad. So that is what I kept out of the books that I did on Monday. So yeah, so I got rid of some of them, and those are the ones I kept. So I have a few more historical fiction, but I don't have 50 books of that. I do have lots of books that are not sorted by genre yet. So I may just do an author, bring down my TBR author video. I think that would be cool. I think that the last crate that I have here that I didn't sort out, I think it starts with authors that start with the letter L or H. I think I have a whole bunch of H's that I did not move out and move into genres yet. So I may just grab a letter and just do 50 books on Monday of very different genres because they are sorted out by author. That's how I had originally sorted them. But then I decided that I wanted them in genre because I do read by genre. And I like to read, like, say, if I want to read historical fiction, I just want to go to my historical fiction section and just grab a book from there. If I feel like I'm going to read nonfiction, I just want to grab a book from my nonfiction section, like that. So originally, as I said, I had all my books sorted by last name of author so I could find them. But in the middle of Corona, I started moving them around. So now I'm like, I don't even know where all my books are. So anyway, so on Monday, I will do another video. I think it's probably going to be by author. So just to let you know, I'm just going to pick one crate behind me, which has 50 books, and then I want you to knock them down. So I have a whole box full of stuff that I am donating. Yeah, so this is the last 2 weeks that I had they're filled in here. So that's pretty cool that I have stuff going away. But it's a lot of work doing this because I have all my books on my Goodreads, and I have to scan all these books in and put them as donation because then I know that I don't own the book anymore. So it's a lot of work doing these videos. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for helping me eliminate some of these books. It's going to take me years to read everything that I have. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.